Hi guys! Remember last week we did the landscape and I told you, remember we did the landscape with all the lines and designs and shapes, and I told you that that was to prepare us for this week's assignment. This week we are learning about artist Marc Chagall. Marc liked to do art that was kind of dreamlike and topsy-turvy. Remember I told you about that last week and how cool his art was, and the way his paint, the way it flowed, it made it look very dreamlike. And then he had a lot of people that floated through the air, and some of them were even upside down. So I thought, oh, how fun it would be to make this week a topsy-turvy landscape that inspired by Marc Chagall. So depending on which way you have your picture, you'll see different things. All right, guys, let's get started on our topsy-turvy Marc Chagall inspired piece of art. Let me get us lined up here and we'll get started. The first thing we will do, and remember, if Mrs. Holsapple goes too fast, you can always pause her. And if you maybe have done some of it already and you need to fast forward, that is the nice thing about having this video. So if I go too fast, go ahead and push the pause button. And also remember, Mrs. Holsapple is showing you a way to do the art, not the way to do the art, because you are the artist and you are in control of how you want your picture to look. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start up here at the top of our page, and we are going to come down kind of like a sideways smile. We're going to make a sun. So just a motion just like that, like we are making a big sun in the corner of our paper. And every sun needs sun rays. So off of my sun, I'm going to put lines all the way around. Now I want my sun to have a face because, like I said, Marc Chagall liked to have dreamlike pictures. And of course, the sun doesn't have a face, but ours will because it's like a dream. So I'm going to do an upside down smile and a big smile to connect it. And then 2 sideways smiles for their pupil. And a smile to the side. Remember, it's only a half smile because it's only half of the sun. Now over the opposite side of my page, I'm going to do the same but not quite as big motion as I did with the sun. And I'm going to do a half circle on the side. We will come back to this space here in a minute after we turn our paper upside down. The next thing that we are going to do here at the bottom is we are going to do a heel-like motion. So here to the side of my page, I'm going to go all the way over to the other side. We're not going to go straight across though. It just hit my elbow. We're just going to go at a slight arch across. Now we're going to go ahead and work down here on this arch now. I'm going to do 2 lines up because we're going to make a very simple basic building. And remember, we can use our fingers. Make sure there go a straight line across. I can, and so I'm going to go ahead. And then inside, I'm just going to do another small, same shape. It's just going to make a basic building. I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'll make this one a little taller. It's up to you. You can do whatever you'd like. Remember, with your finger, go straight across. And then the same shape inside. Next, I'm going to make the next building kind of longer and shorter. And remember, that's a hill, so your building, one side will be a little taller than the other. I'm going to give this one a small window, so I'm going to do a square inside and give it a door. I'm going to give it a bigger door. Maybe do a line down. I'll go all the way to the bottom, just like that. Beside my building, I'm going to do a tree. So I'm going to draw a tree trunk. And I'm going to do a skinny tree trunk. So I'll just go side by side like that. this is just going to be a basic tree, so I'm going to do a circle on top of my trunk, just like that. Just a basic circle. Now here at the bottom of my page, I'm going to draw 3 more trees, just small and basic. I'll make sure that you guys can see it down here at the bottom. Do another trunk, side by side. I think I'll do a big circle on top of this one. Now, if you'd like to add a bird's nest or some apples, whatever you'd like to add to your tree. Miss Holsapple is just going to leave hers basic. I'm going to do another tree. This time, I think I'm going to do one of the puffy trees. And then I'm going to do another, maybe a little bit smaller tree. And I'll do this one as a puffy tree also. And again, you could put apples. Maybe you'd like to put a squirrel hole and you have a squirrel. Whatever you'd like to do. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a butterfly. And it's going to be kind of big because it's going to be like the dream. Like we have a face in our sun, remember? And we're going to make a big butterfly. So an angled line, on either side of our angled line, I'm going to hook over. So there's going to be a hook on top and a hook on the bottom. And then I'm going to connect my 2 hooks. At the top, I'm going to put a circle for his head. 2 angled lines on either side for antennas. And I think I'll put 2 little dots on for the butterfly. And now it's going to be like we're going to make a C. But I'm not going to touch my C to my body. I'm going to start here and touch, but I'm going to finish right there. Next, I'm going to make a C that is long. So I'm going to do a long, and then I'm going to connect it to the bottom. So it kind of looks like an E. So there is my butterfly. Next, I'm going to, because again, it's a dreamlike picture, I'm going to make a flower up here in the sky too. And then I'll put petals off to each side for my flower. I don't know if I called that a tree or a flower, but we're making a flower up here in the sky for the butterfly. So I'm just doing some petals off to the side. Maybe you'd like to make a different kind of flower. You can do any flower you like. And then I'll draw a stem. And remember, it's up there in the sky because this is like a dream. Now the fun begins. The next thing we are doing is we are flipping, yes, I said flipping, our paper upside down. What, Miss Holsapple? Upside down? Yep, topsy-turvy. Now, underneath our buildings, we're going to draw a truck. So I'm going to do 2 circles. And then I'm going to connect the circles and come out on either side of the circles, just like that. We're going to do a truck. So I'm going to do a line up. I'm going to do a line over. I'm going to pass my circle, come here to about the middle, and I'm going to make the motion, if you remember, a couple weeks ago when we made castle lines. So I'm going to go up, over, and down like a castle line. And then I'm going to come over and then connect the 2. So that's kind of like a castle line. This line's a little bit longer, and then this connected down. Next, I'm going to make 2 long rectangles for my windows for my truck, just like that. And there's our truck. Next, remember I told you that we were going to come back to this little island down here? Well, now it's time to come back down here, and we are going to draw some trees. I think I'll start right here, and it's going to run into my flower. That's okay. So off to the side, I'm going to give it a trunk. And then I'm going to do, and I've ran into my tree, so I'm not going to go, or I ran into my flower with my tree, so I'm not going to go through my tree. I'll go make it look like my tree is behind. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do another tree. And again, I'm going to do a puffy tree, and I've ran into my butterfly, which is okay. I just don't want to go through my butterfly. It's going to be like it's behind my butterfly. Next, I'm going to put in a tetherball court, which if you remember, if you go outside and it's a big long pole, it's just a long pole just like that. And I think I'm going to do another skinny, kind of like a trunk right beside it, and color in my pole. And it has a rope, so I'm going to do a little line off of my pole and a circle for the ball. Next, I'm going to draw my person. So that is plain tetherball. So I'm going to put a circle, 2 lines off of my circle for my person. It's going to be a very basic person because I've kind of ran out of room. And then kind of like a triangle for a body, but I'm not going to it's going to go off either side, and I'm going to come down here and make a triangle. I'm going to come over and I'm going to give her a skirt and 2 legs and circles at the bottom for feet. Now you can give your person a face if you'd like, or you can do, I'm going to give her some stripes for her shirt. And you can do whatever you'd like. Maybe you would like to give her hair. Maybe that's the back of her head. Maybe that's her face. You could draw a face, whatever you'd like to do. Again, Mrs. Holsapple has shown you a way to draw a Marc Chagall inspired picture, but not the way. So you can take it and do whatever you'd like to do. Maybe you'd like to give your son some eyelashes or some sparkles and shines, whatever you'd like to do. Some apples for your tree. Do whatever you'd like to do. And Mrs. Holsapple hopes to see what you've come up with your dream-like topsy-turvy Marc Chagall inspired picture. Have a wonderful week, guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye.